Good. So you're welcome to the third day of the free data science and data analytics training. And we are glad to have you. Please, I want you to celebrate yourself. A lot of us have been consistent for the past 3 days. You kindly celebrate yourself, those online, those on site. Please celebrate yourself for that consistency. Okay, good. So, without taking much of our time, I would like to introduce our facilitator, and is no other person than Flora Dipupo. Flora Dipupo is a Microsoft certified trainer. Okay, some people are thinking, you know what, so that's just it. That's why she has been leading and been teaching, delivering the topic top notch. So please, with a round of applause and your favorite emoji, please welcome Flora Ladipupo as she takes the podium. Please, your favorite emoji, those on site, a clap and to celebrate Flora Ladipupo as she takes up the podium. Flora, over to you.
Welcome everybody to today's class, day three of Power BI. So we've started, so let's get settled. So we'll be starting now. Hello everybody, both online and on sites. So we'll be starting now. I'll be sharing my screen. So today we'll be treating data modeling. But before we go into today's topic, I would like to know who did their assignments and just go around to check what you guys did. So both online and on-site, just raise your hand if you did your assignments. You did yours. Okay, what else? Okay. Okay, can you open it? I'll come around. All right, so everybody that did their assignment, just open it on your system. I'll come around to check. Then people online, there's no way for me to check, but everybody will submit, so I'm going to see it. So I'll be checking the people that um on site now. you. So the people online, sorry, I can't go through yours, but I just went to check the people on site and they really did well. So um before we start today's topic, I want to show you guys how you'll be submitting. I know the link has been shared, but there is a format with which you are going to submit. So let me just share my screen. People online, can you see my screen? Everybody can see my screen, right? Okay. People online too, can you see? Okay. So how you are going to be submitting? You're going to be submitting it as a PDF format. And you'll be doing that by coming to this part of your ribbon called file. Everybody can see where my cursor is, right? Can everybody see? It's up there, file. Yes. So you just click file, then you see save as. So you click save as. Okay, sorry, not this. Sorry, you are actually going to export it. So you see export to PDF. So that's what you are going to click. So once you click export to PDF, it will save as a PDF on your system. So you can see it. This is the PDF version. So is this PDF version you are going to submit? So does everybody understand how they are going to be submitting? People online, did you get that? Okay, let me repeat it again for the people that didn't hear. So once you are done with your dashboard, you come to this part called file. People online, can you see my cursor is on file? So you click file, then you go to export. You click export, then you see export to PDF. So you click it, so it saves as a PDF on your system. So is that PDF file you're going to be submitting? That was we upload to the link that was dropped for your submission. So please, the assignment for Monday, Tuesday, save it as a PDF and upload it there. So subsequent assignments, so you also do the same. So we'll be going into the class for today. I hope everybody has their Power BI opened already. So we'll be working with the second data set that was in that link that I shared with us. So today, what we'll be treating is data modeling. Can everybody see my screen? People online is showing data modeling. All right. So Monday we did introduction to Power BI. Yesterday we did data transformation, and today we are doing data modeling. So data modeling, what do you think data modeling is like? Just from hearing the name, what comes to mind? Does anybody want to answer that? Can just share your idea what you think data modeling is. Okay. Okay, all right. Does anybody want to answer again? Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Let me see the people online. See. Does anybody online want to share what they think data modeling is? Okay, so creating relationships between data, between tables. Okay, thank you, everyone. So what you guys actually said is actually correct. So um, data modeling is actually you bringing relationships between your data. So if you're familiar with SQL, there's something called tables. So SQL is the way in which, like, the way you have your data in SQL is not usually how you have it in your Excel, that everything is all in a sheet. So there's something called normalization in SQL, whereby you break down this data and you store it into different specific tables. So it's a way to save space and have your data well structured. So usually when you bring in your data to Power BI, sometimes you may have sources from Excel, from SQL, and it comes in tables. So before you can do any kind of analysis on the different tables, the tables are disjointed. You need to join them together so that you can find how one table relates to another table. So, so that is what data modeling is actually. You are bringing relationships between the different tables in your data sets. So, and like I explained yesterday, if your data is not well structured, you might not be able to carry out the kind of analysis you want to carry out. So before we go into it, I just remembered. So I would like you guys, you've done Power BI for this is the third day now. So everybody should already know their way in navigating Power BI. So by now you should actually be building dashboards for yourself. So if you're looking for practice data set, just come to this link showing over here. So everybody should copy this link on their browser. People online, can you hear me? Type out this link, data sets to practice. So by now you guys should be practicing how to analyze data on Power BI. So, and you need data sets to do that. And something about data analysis, you cannot just keep working with just one data because there are different data for different field. I know since we started, we've been doing mostly financial data, but you can also still explore to other topics, other things aside from financial data sets. So in this link, you are going to see different type of data that I can use to practice. So practice with it, um, build dashboard, analyze. And when you do that, so there's something very important um, with sharing your work, sharing your dashboard, sharing what you've built. The thing is, um, nobody's an island of knowledge. So after this place, when you leave DSN, you still need to keep practicing and upskilling yourself in Power BI. And you might not like have access like you do right now to a teacher one-on-one like you are having now. So the best way to still improve yourself and know if you're on the right track is building in public. So that is building your dashboard and uploading it on your social media, tagging people that you know that are into these things. to comment on what you are doing. So that's actually a way for you to get better. Like you don't have to be shy that okay, your dashboard is not looking good. You work with feedbacks. That's the way you improve yourself. So the reason I'm putting this link is I want you guys to go on your own, start building this dashboard, put it on your social media, put it on your LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter especially. Twitter has a solid um, community for data people, data analysts. So there you get to see people that can actually give you feedback on ways to improve your dashboard. You can, when you do that, you can tag DSN, tag people you know. You can even tag me. My name on social media is Flora Ladipopo. So just do that. Huh? Flora, Flora underscore Oladipopo. Yes. So my LinkedIn too is Flora Oladipopo. So you can tag me. I can comment on it, tell you ways to improve. Flora. Yes. So that's it. That's the way you get to improve yourself in this. So moving on. Okay, so in data modeling, it's let me share from a different. So a little bit of what we did yesterday where we were merging data, it's also in a way kind of linked to you modeling your data. So that is not like data modeling in itself, but it's still a way to create relationship. Because without this relationship, there's no way you can carry out this analysis. It will be disjointed. Like yesterday, what we did, how we linked the manager on the other sheet with the sales sheet. If we did not do that, we would not actually be able to get which manager is managing each of those regions. So that's the importance of modeling. So we'll be going through people online. You can see my screen, right? Okay. So in modeling, there are actually two type of modeling, like they call it schema, the way you arrange your tables. So there are two types. There is the star schema and there's the snowflake schema. And let me show you what it looks like. So when you see something like this is called star. So it's called star because there is one table in the middle and you have others connected to it. So that's what makes it star. So star is the simplest form of, of your relationship. Like star is a simpler version, while snowflake is much more complex. So merely looking at the way everything is connected, you should know which one is star and which one is snowflake. So usually for the star, the one in the middle is called the facts table, while the other ones connected to it are known as the dimension table. So facts is like the text, is like what gives description to the other tables that are connected to it. Is the central one. Like every other thing is connected to that star to the one in to the fact table, the one in the middle. So trying to see if I can find what is snowflake look like. Okay, it's not here. So in connecting tables, there is also, just like we did yesterday um in the merging and the appending, where we said there is something like left join, right join. For this also, there is a cardinality that follows. So what we have, if you're familiar with SQL, there's something called one to many, there's something called many to one, there's something called one to one. So as you move along in your learning, you get to understand um understand this connection. So one to many and many to one, they are actually the same thing. It's just like vice versa. So that means, for instance, one customer bought plenty products. That is one to many or many to one. And usually, most of the time, what you find is usually that one to many or many to one. Like that's the most popular that you get to see because um you're dealing with an entity relating to other things. So and there's also the one-to-one, which is it is just unique to each other. So you might actually not get it now until you see data and you see um you see what you are doing with the data. That's when you actually see that, okay, this is one to one, many to many, and the likes. So something about Power BI is once you start connecting your data, it automatically detects which one it is, if it is a one to one or a many to many, and the likes. So today we'll be working with the other data sets in that data folder I shared with you guys. Did you guys download the second one yesterday? Okay. So that's what we'll be working with. So you can turn on your Power BI now. So that one is called Adventure Works. Can everybody see my screen? People online. Someone should share the link to the data set for those online that can't find it. So how am I going to bring in my data? The Adventure Works. Can somebody tell me? Huh? Yes. Okay. You said get data. Yeah. So you can actually go to get data or you just click this import data from Excel. So what matters is Excel. So like I said, this get data, you can see different sources to bring in your data. If it was to be a say text or CSV, we come here, we select it. So we are importing our data from Excel and we are selecting the Adventure Works data sets. Are you guys following? Are you bringing it in? Okay. So does everybody know how I got here? People online, can you see my screen? I'm bringing in my data. So like I said, on the first day where we were doing the introductory class, I said Sometimes like when you're bringing your data, Power BI gives you the range version and it gives you the table version. And we explain the difference between both, in which the table is much more better structured than the range. So yeah, we can see that it's duplicated and we can see that the icon are different. That's because one is a table, one is a range. So we are going to be selecting just the tables and be doing that by ticking all these boxes. People online, are you following? People online, okay. So yes. Oh. Maybe you should come here for now to then fix it. So what should I do next? Should I load it or should I transform? Okay, thank you. So what should we do next? Anybody? Okay, all right. Thank you. So we are checking to see if the data is clean. Can people online see this my new screen? I'm on Power Query. People online, can you see my new screen? I'm on the Power Query editor. Okay, let me share it. Can you see it now, people online? All right. So for the people online, what should I do next? Now that I've clicked the transform button and we are here. People online, what should I do next? Just type it. Okay, so check for inconsistency, clean the data. Yeah. So that's what we're actually going to do. We have to clean the data first. So checking for that. So yeah, we are on the customer key, which is the first table. So there's something here that is noticeable. We can see from this customer key that it has like 5 digits. And we are now seeing something that is off. It's just saying -1, not applicable, and the likes. Like it's not consistent with the rest of the value. So that means we need to take it out. So we don't know if it's something that is going to be important later. So would not be deleting. Instead, we would be hiding it. So to do that, you click this arrow button on this customer key. Then you untick this -1 and click OK. People online, do you get what I just did? Did everybody get what I just did now? Okay. So let me come again for the people that didn't get it. So like I said, if you do anything and you want to undo it, just come to this your applied step and press this red button. It's going to cancel it and it goes back. So I said, looking at this data, we can see that -1 is not aligned with the rest of this customer key. And we can also see not applicable. not also in line. It's looking off. So, but we don't know what it is. We don't know the importance. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be hiding it. We don't want it, so we'll be taking it off. So to take it off, you just click this arrow button on your customer key where my cursor is. You click it, then you untick the -1. Once you do that, you click OK, and it gets taken out. So now we can no longer see what we saw then. So people online, did you get what I just did? And everybody, so everybody gets it now. Okay. So we'll also be doing the same. We'll be checking through. So another way to check through. So we can see that this data set is like up to 1,000. We can check it here. So it says 999 plus, meaning that it's a lot. So we cannot go through it rows by rows to check if there's anything that is off. So a way to check if your data is consistent is to still click this arrow button. Then you just go through it like this, keep checking. So in case you see something off, you can just untick it. Does everybody get that? Okay. So you also do the same for the rest. You just check through like that, like that, like that. So to save time, we're moving on. So you can also, so first thing first, you go through to check that the data type is consistent with what you are doing. So yeah, is it consistent? Okay. So we'll do the same for the rest. You check if it's consistent. So yeah, again, we can also see the same thing that happened with this customer table. So what should we do here? Okay. So then check for the consistency again. So you also come to sales. So you see why I said something about not deleting it. There is actually something called customer, which is -1 there. But it's just that for our analysis, it's not necessary. That's why we had to take it out of those tables. If not, it's going to cause issue when you're analyzing your data. So you also did the same check for the consistency. So keep checking. So I think everything is all good. So now, if we say want to start merging our data sets, just like we did yesterday, this table is a lot. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 6? It's 7 tables. So we'll now start joining. It will be your sheet will just be cumbersome and to be everywhere. Like you might miss out on some details that you're supposed to analyze. So it's better to just work with it as it is like this. But that is where the relationship comes in. You need to create relationship between your tables. So we'll be creating that relationship. If not, without the relationship, you cannot say you want to come and check for the sales that maybe one customer in this customer table made. You want to come and check for it in this sales table without that relationship. That's the importance of creating this relationship, doing this data modeling that I talked about. So we are done here. We'll be clicking close and apply. So as everybody click close and apply on their system, people online, can you see my screen? Okay, Felicia, answering your question. So normal postal code, um, sometimes they get mixed with numbers and alphabets. So, but postal code is not something you can add. You cannot say the postal code for this customer, you want to add it up. It does not make sense. So it's going to be classified as a text. So the postal code differs. You don't know the location those the people are. The postal code for Nigeria may be different from a postal code for America. So so now we are here. So we'll be creating we'll be doing our modeling. Can someone tell me where we'll be doing the modeling? Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, the model view. All right. People online are following. So here we have it. So let me show you what will happen if we actually decide to do it without creating this relationship. Let's go, for instance, to sales. Let's take something in sales and maybe a place that is not connected, like your customer. So let's say we want to check for the sales of a customer. So we drag our customer here, then we bring the sales amount here. So this value we are seeing, we can see that it's just one value is showing us for everybody. So does that mean that everybody bought the same thing? It's not possible. So that means there's something wrong. It just maybe picked something at random and just assign it to everybody. So that's the reason you need to actually create a relationship to know that okay, how much did Aaron Aaron Adam buy? How much did Alexander buy? You need to know. So that's the importance of creating relationship. Else you'll be getting the wrong value, you'll be analyzing the wrong thing. So go back to our modeling view. So for the modeling, you need to identify the table that has the information of all the other tables. I know that, okay, this table might be the one that is connected to every other table. And if we go through this sales table, we can see customer key. This is customer. We can see due dates. And we have our dates here. We can see um, sales amounts. And we can see sales table here. We can see sales order here. We can see product key. We can see product here. So that means this tells us that this is like the central table that has every other information that we need. So does everybody understand what I mean by that? Like this tells us that this is the fact table. I said fact table is a table that has information on every other table. So that is there's something in that fact table that connects it to the other table that are around. And it's going to be connected by an identifier. The identifier is just like our unique ID that we talked about yesterday when we were merging table. So the identifier is what actually connects all the tables to the central table, the table that has the other information on it. So here we have customer key. The customer key is the identifier that links us to all the customers, so that we can know that, okay, for this customer in this customer table, what did they buy? We can find it here. And when we find it here, we can also see other information on the customer, like the date that they ordered, um, the amount they ordered, the quantity they ordered. So this is the central table for for this um for this modeling. And this is what will connect our other table to. So if it's going to be a snowflake, this might not necessarily be the table every other table is connected to. We might have another table that this table might be connected to this one. But for now, this is actually a snowflake connection that we're going to be making. So yeah, Power BI has automatically detected some of this relationship for us already. So let's look at it to see whether it's actually right. So to know what this table is connected to this table, we click this this line. Just click the line, and we can see on the line it says 1, 1. So this is a 1-to-1 table. So it means that whatever is here is like, let's say this is a customer table. It means that this is the only, like they have only one connection. Like maybe there is in an instance where only one customer buys only one product. So that is a one-to-one. They are identified with only one thing. But in the real sense, you know that actually customer buys a lot of things. So it should be a one-to-many. So yeah, it is to know what is connected. This is sales order line key. It is connected to the sales order line key in this sales table. So this sales order is connected to this sales table based on the sales order line key. So let us check again. Let's check this connection if it is right. So this one is a one-to-many connection. So the reason why it's one-to-many, it means there are different products that are being bought. Like probably one person bought a product multiple times. So that's why it's one key has been assigned to that product, but it is now connected to um many individual. Like a person may have bought that product multiple times. So that's why it's a one-to-many relationship. So this one's Power BI has automatically detected it for you already. It has gone through it. But it's not everything Power BI can detect. So you yourself, you have to cross-check. You have to see whether the Power BI is incorrect with it. Okay, people online, you did not hear me. Let me go over it again. Okay, so I said for people online, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just say yes. All right. So I'm going to buy it again. So I said Power BI can automatically detect your connection for you, where you're supposed to create your relationship. It can automatically detect it for you. So yeah, it has detected for some of the tables. It did not detect for everything because if you look at it, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4 that are connected. And we know we have 7 tables, meaning that these ones are not connected. Those ones are not connected to it. So we have to find the connection. And aside from finding the connection, we also have to see if the ones that Power BI connected is correct. So, uh, so that's what we are doing. So something about this connection also that is very important is that Um, when as a data analyst, if you are bringing in data from a database, your SQL database, and you are not the one that did the database connection. Let's say it was a data engineer that created the tables and everything, and your own is just to analyze. You need to ask questions. So what I mean by asking question is you don't just assume that okay, this table, maybe in a table they wrote sales key. It means that that is the sales, and you see another table that also has sales key. Then you now assume that that is automatically the sales key, for like the two sales key are similar, they are the same thing. You don't assume by yourself. You have to ask questions. So there is usually an information sheet that your data engineer or whoever worked on the database will give you so that you will know if you are actually connecting the right identifiers together. So now this is because this is just sample. This is you are learning. So you have to find it by yourself. You have to assume by yourself. But usually there is always an information sheet whereby you cross-check, you check if what you are connecting, the IDs is the same, is the actual ID you are supposed to be connecting. So yeah, we're actually going to be connecting based on, okay, maybe similar names. So yeah, I said you have to check if Power BI con connected, did the relationship, model the data rightly before you proceed. So, okay, destiny. So a dimension table is a table that has further downstream information about your fact. So usually dimension may contain things like oh, the two is connected. Um, Gideon, please keep online. Please hold on. Hold on, people online. I'll be back. Sorry, people online. So we had some technical difficulties here. So you guys can see my screen online, right? Can you guys see my screen? Can you hear me? People online. Okay. All right. So the dimension table is a table that has further information about your facts table. So in your fact table, it's usually having keys that connect to the to your dimension table. So it's on your dimension table that you see that this key that is on your fact table. So let's say there is a key on your fact table for customer ID. So you now want to see more information on your customer. You're going to see those information on your dimension table. So that dimension table, we have things like your customer, what your customer bought, maybe your customer address, your customer name, things about your customer. So another dimension table may be um, the amount, the quantity of what your customer has bought. So That is what dimension table is all about. It has further information on the facts. So I hope that clears it up. All right. So moving on, I said in your model, you have to check that Power BI connected your model properly and the right way. So I said usually there in real world, you might not be the one that did your database yourself. So you might not know the naming they used there. And you actually want to connect your data the right way. So there is usually like an information sheet that will be shared with you by whoever did the database, whereby they tell you that, okay, whenever you see sales key, it means the the identifier for sales. You don't just assume that that's what it means, because it could actually, if it could be wrong, and if it's wrong, all your analysis are wrong, and you don't want to end up doing the wrong thing that will lead to wrong decision for the organization. So you need to know how to ask question and the right question before you go down to your analysis. But here now, you're just working with a play data set. So we'll be making these assumptions on based on if the names are similar. So here now we have on this sales order, we have sales order line key. Want to connect, want to check, we would want to check our fact table to see if there is also a sales order line key here. So usually you check if there is a corresponding key to wherever you want to connect to. So you come to your sales order, you check through, you look at channel. Can you see channel in any other parts of all this table? You go through your sales, you don't see channel. You come down to your product, you don't see anything like channel. You come to your customer, you don't see anything like channel. Same for sales territory, nothing is there. Your dates, nothing like channel there. Your reseller, nothing like channel there. So that tells you that it is not an identifier. You go down, you do the same for each. So yeah, Power BI has automatically detected that a sales order line key that can be found. And where can it be found? It can be found in this sales table. So that is a right connection. So you also do the same for this. You check here and to see which keys, which columns are actually connected. You actually click on this line. So it gives you further information. So when you click on this line now, it's showing that product key is found in this product table. And the product key is also found in this sales table. So that is correct. You come here also and do the same. You click on it, you see sales territory key is found in the sales territory. And you can also still find this sales territory key here. So now explaining this further, this shows that creating these models is very important, because on a norms, let's say there is nothing like sales territory key. Like there's no table for sales territory. You know that all the information in this sales territory table, everything will be here on this sales table. Like in this sales table that you are seeing here, you will be having country, you will have group, you will have region. Just like how we did yesterday, that everything was on one sheet. And it will get cumbersome. Imagine having all this information, all this sales order, sales territory, customer, product, everything is here in this your sales table. It will be too much. You can be having like maybe 20 columns, 30 columns. And when you're having columns like that, it will be hard for you to actually pinpoint the exact question you want to do, because you might forget, you might overlook some things. But now that everything is separated into their different tables, you can go through it and look that, okay, from this table talking about country, talking about location, what insight can I draw from there? So it even helps you as a data analyst to know that, okay, if I want to do an analysis, I will do an analysis about the sales. I will do an analysis about the product. I'll do an analysis about the customer. I'll do analysis about the dates, like that. So it's also in a way helps you break down your thoughts on all the areas you want to draw insights from, rather than just having everything on one sheet. Then you start getting confused yourself. So that's the beauty of data modeling. So yeah, we have established that Power BI actually connected the data rightly. So for these ones that Power BI could not detect, you have to detect it manually. Yes. Okay. So like I said, there's something called one to many. There's something called one to one, many to one, many to many. So this one to one implies that for this sales order line key, everything that is here, like this channel, the channel is just one channel. The sales order is one particular sales order, one particular order line. So it's different from this one to many. In this one to many one, it is product key to the product key here. So product key implies that the product is being sold to a large number, like one person can buy plenty of that product. So that is one to many. So one person to many things. So that's what it implies. So that's for determining if it is a one to many, many to many. Power BI does that for you. So you don't have to think about it. It already knows, because it will go through the data and it will see if there's actually plenty person to one particular thing. So it automatically find that out for you. So what you just need to do is make the connection yourself, and it's Power BI will determine if it's a many to many and all. So yeah, we want to do for the customer. We want to connect the customer. So now, by now, we already know that this is the facts table that um that every other connection originates from. So we come to this customer table. We look at it. Customer as city. Let us look at our sales. Is there anything like city here? So that is not an ID. So let us even usually the naming convention is that people will write ID or they'll write key there. So you know. But in case maybe the person that did it did not use the right word for it, you might have to check through one by one. So yeah, let us just move on. So we see customer ID here. So let's check through here. Is there anything like customer ID? Okay, so there is nothing like customer ID. So we see customer key here. Checking through here, is there anything like customer key? So there is actually a connection between the sales and the customer table. So what you will do is you you click the customer key. Once you click this customer key, you drag and drop it. So this customer key here, you know your normal drag and drop it, and you leave it, and automatically a line comes. So you know I told you that Power BI with detective is a many to many or one to many and all. So it has determined that it is a one to many. So that means one customer probably made a lot of sales. Um, like they bought a lot of things. So we can we can arrange this thing however we want it to be. So so that we'll be able to see everything. So you can carry it wherever you want it to be. You can carry it down, can bring it, leave it like this. So however you want it to be, and leave it. So Let's also do the same and check here. People online, did you get what I did? How I connected, how I made that connection? Okay. So now let's connect these dates. Let's connect the dates. So now let's just check. Is there anything like date key? Okay, let us do this one before we even go to the dates because there's actually something about the dates to point out. So let's look at this. Going through one by one, we have business type here. Is there anything like business type here? Did anybody see anything like business type here? Okay. Do you see anything like city here? What about country region? What did you say? Okay, yes. Okay, so um now moving on, we want to connect the date. The date is the last one to be connected to this. Let's put it here. So for the dates, does anybody see dates here? Yeah. So it's only due dates that we can find. Yes. So that's one thing I said about the naming. If it were to be a real life analysis you were doing, you don't just assume. You have to go and talk to whoever was in charge of building the database, or you check for the information sheet to see, because in the information sheet they put all the name of whatever the naming and the description. So if you say customer key, they'll tell you what customer key means. It means the key for customer, maybe if they bought something. If you see due date, it explains due date is the date that this something was due. So you check it and you know if the date you are seeing here correspond. So for now, we don't have that information. So the only thing we can just do is to come and check the table by ourselves and see which one looks similar and just make that assumption that that would be it. So we come to the dates. So we can see normal dates, we can see date key like that. There is also month key. So let's look at the sales table. So this due date key, if you look at it, it looks similar to even this other date key too, it also looks similar, but we are just making an assumption. So due date key and other date key, and even the ship date key, they look similar to this date key. So, but it's an assumption we will be making. So let's just pick one of it. So let's just say the due date key is maybe this date key. So we are just assuming, but that is not how it is done in real life. You ask question a lot. So it has created the connection between both. Huh? Yes. You're just making an assumption. Yes. So normally, if it's to happen in a company, you have to reach out to who did it or check your information sheets to know if that is actually correct. But since we don't have that, we can't do it. So so now we are done um with our connection. So now we can start the actual analysis. So we come back to our report view. Yes. Yes. Even if it's not connected to the main, it may be connected to another table. Like, let me show you. So let's say maybe in this date key, in this date table, where we saw the connection is between maybe dates and sales order. That's where you do the connection. Yes. So that's why I said there's star and there's schema. So star is everything is connected to this one. But in schema, it may not necessarily be connected. It may be connected to another table that is connected to that table. So that I said snowflake, sorry. That snowflakes is complex. The complex schema. So now we can now do our analysis and know that we are getting something reasonable. So now let us become a financial analyst. I want to hear from you people what we should do. Which kind of analysis should we do? So something about this data analysis, not only financial data analysis. So I know from since Monday till now, we've been doing only financial. But that's not the only thing. You can see for sports and be a sport analyst, whereby you're analyzing sports data. You can see for entertainment, depending on the industry you are actually. That is what you are going to be analyzing for. So something is very important in analysis, domain knowledge. So let's say you get employed in a company, you have to find out what they do in the company and have knowledge about it before you start analyzing their data. You don't just want to work with assumption. So let's say you are working in give me an industry you people think. Yes, flights. So let's say you're a data analyst that is working with flights in an aviation, maybe airport. So you know that your analysis is going to revolve around checking how flights move from this country or this state to another state, the time, if flight was delayed, all those kind of things. So you have to get familiar with things like maybe factors that delay flight. You have to get familiar with all the terminologies and everything about flight. So that way, when you're doing your analysis, you actually do the analysis in line with what you know is expected, like the important things people are expected. So you cannot come as a data analyst in an airport and be expecting to work with maybe sales, except maybe you're in the sales department. But if you are with the aviation department itself, you cannot be looking for um sales for something or customer for something. That's not what they're interested in. Yeah, they'll be more interested in, okay, these are our flights. How can we improve the um the timing with which you fly? You may be looking at things like weather, how weather affected the flight or something. So important factors like that. So that's how it is as a data analyst. You need to be familiar with your domain. So here now we are thinking like a financial data analyst. So you guys, I'll give you 5 minutes. Or is that too much? No, 2 minutes. Look at the data. Tell us what we can deduce from it. People online, did you get what I said? So I said you should write out potential question we can derive from our data, analysis we can do on it. It's still the same thing we thought we did yesterday. We have been doing financials one day. Not hard. It has not changed. People on site, you're not saying anything. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. So people online too are dropping things. So top sales, profits per region, sales per region. So is it guys that will be telling me how to do this thing? So top sales. Okay, this question is actually not specific. Well, we assume it's top sales for products. So how should we go about it? Tell me the step and I'll be doing it. Top sales for products. How should we do it? Okay, so how should I do it? Tell me the step by step on what to do. Okay, so I should pick the bar chart. Okay, I've picked it. So what should I do? Okay, okay, what should I do next? Okay, well, you just said top skills. So these are actually like plenty, like their product has different version of it. So you can see 38 mountain, 200 black, 38 is the highest sold, 42, then this one silver, 38. So which other one should we do next? You people did not talk fast now. Huh? City with highest sales. So how should I go about it? Okay, then I'll do what? Okay, so there's no city. We have country up. Where is it? Okay, yeah. So let me use it. Okay, so which other one should we do? Okay, so for the gross margin, all those kind of things, you actually need to know the formula for it. So I'm not sure what the formula is. Is there any accountant here that knows? Yes. Sales minus what? gross margin, sales of goods. So that okay, selling price minus cost price. So the thing is, you need the data for it. So if there is a column that has selling price, there's a column that has cost price, you can do the difference here on Power BI. So you can either do your difference here or you can do it on your Excel sheet. And something about Power BI is if you go back to your Excel sheet and you do it locally for your system, you can always refresh on your Power BI and it will automatically pop up. So you have extra column, or you can decide to still do it here. So what just matters is the data or you are looking for, like it must be on the sheet. That data must be there. So it cannot generate data by itself. So you must have it there. So which other analysis should we do? Let me see people online. Okay, profits. Okay, how many customers are resellers? So tell me what to do. Huh? Okay, people online, you're the one that dropped it. They said people here said you should say the answer. How to how many of the customers are resellers? Tell me how to go about it, how I should do it. There is a resellers table, like retail people. Like I send it to someone that is going to sell to another person. Yes. Yeah, it may look at the product. You may look at the product or you may look at the reseller names. Maybe you want to find how many they have. Like you want to count the resellers. Not necessarily, because you're not drilling down on the reseller. You just want to know their number. So is count. So you just want to count how many resellers they have. So seller table. Okay. But first of all, let's see what the reseller is all about. So we don't just assume. So we have reseller key, ID, the city they have, postal code. So let's use their ID. So this now, we have to count it. So there are 701, but let me see. So there is something called count and there's something called distinct count. So this is actually the same. They've even filtered it. So distinct is, let's say there is a reseller ID that appeared twice. So it will count it as two separate reseller. You have to use the distinct. So that way you know. So what should we use to represent? Okay. So this time we're not using the new card. We are just using this one. Since we're not bringing multiple, at least not here. We are not bringing multiple yet. So which other one should we do? People. Huh? This is already, it has already been separated. It's, so it has even been separated. It's already on the reseller. So you already have it there separated. It's not like it is joined together. Yeah. That's why I said working with modeling is better because in a way things have been filtered out. So um which other analysis should we do? If you want to go back to Excel, you open your Excel sheet normally. It's still there. Nothing happened to it. So, okay, so distinct count of the customers. Let's do that. Okay, let me see what the customer is. So yeah, we have the customer names. So let's do the customer with the most sales, like customer that buy things the most. So can you guys see the difference between when I first did customer and sales before we connected our data and the customer and sales now? That time it gave the same value to all the customers. That's because there is no way you can know which customer is which because you've not connected it. It's just assuming, just give any value. But now I know that okay, Aaron Adam, this is where he is. So that's the importance of actually creating relationships. Okay, does it mean what? Hold on, let me see what is here. This is actually looking like a sum. We know, let us use a bar chart to represent. Okay, so that means there are no values. There are no values in your customer. So that means we have to go back to our transform. So that's the importance of actually transforming your data. But there are sometimes that you may not see some things until you start analyzing. Then you know that okay, there is something off there that you need to go and fix. So we've seen one now on the customer name. There is a blank. That means there are no values here. Maybe some customer names were not recorded. So let's just click remove empty. So when we click remove empty, it automatically untick the null value and the blank value. If you understand what I just did now. Okay, let me take it again. People online, do you get what I'm doing? On our visualization, we saw that there is a blank value in our customer names. So we decided to come and check in our transformation. So that's the thing. Data cleaning is not like it's just once you do it. So as you go along in your analysis, there will be some cleaning that you might have missed that you may need to go back to. So something like this now, you created your bar chart. It's not there is a difference and you're seeing something that is off. That means you'll have to go back to go and fix it. So we know that there are blank spaces. Like I said, we cannot go through all these phrases, over 1,000. So What we'll do is to come to your customer, you click this arrow button. People online, are you getting what I did? Okay. I move back to the query from BI by clicking transform data. That's how you transform your data, clean up your data. So we saw something that was not clean. That's why we went back to the query, to the Power Query. So now we are here. So Power BI knows when there are empty cells. So what you just need to do is click this remove empty. Once you click it, it will remove it. So we can click it again, click this arrow again to see if it has removed it. And we can see here that it has unticked the null. We know that null means empty. And it has also unticked the blank. So you just click OK. Okay, there's an empty one there. Okay. Yes. So it's going to remove for the whole rows like that. So it has cleared it up. So you can now go back again to your visualization and continue. People online, do you get what I just did? People online, do you get it? Okay. So we'll click close and apply, then continue visualizing. So you wait for it to refresh. There is a place on your ribbon that you can automatically, okay. So you see this refresh in case it's slow. So, okay. Okay. It's still showing the blank. So let me remove it and do it again. Sometimes Power BI actually have glitch where even if you transform your data, still shows the wrong thing. Okay. So I think the issue is coming from this sales table since without since on its own, this on its own, yeah, we can see that the customers are all cleared up. There is no more blank. So that means we need to go and do the same for the sales table. We need to go and remove any blank on the sales table. So we're going back to transform our data. So in real life, data actually comes dirty, very dirty. So you might encounter all these kind of issues whereby um, you've cleaned your data sets already, then you see something else that comes up. So it's an iterative process. So now we come to sales and go to sales amount. So we also do the same, click the arrow and say remove empty. So we check, so it has unticked the null values. So it's actually because of time where normally what you're supposed to do when you are doing your data cleaning, you check through everything that there is no null values in all the table and all the column. Check through. But we cannot do that right now. We take our time. So now let's do it again. Okay, there's still something wrong. So let us use bar chart and we'll take it out. Say we don't want to see our blank. Yes. Okay. Let me see. Exclude. Okay. So we have it here. So we can see the right thing. So there's probably still a place on the sales, but the thing is that this sales table is connected to um a lot of other tables. So those other tables might be where the blank space is coming from. That's why I said, huh? Yes. So that's part of data cleaning. You have to check through all the columns, check through everything that there is nothing wrong because issues can come up from a place. So it's very important to do that. Usually, like in data generally, one of the one of the time consuming parts is not the analysis itself. It's always that data cleaning part. Even if you are using Python to analyze, that data cleaning is always something that anything can come up there. So we have this. People online, did you get, oh, you cannot see my screen. Okay, you can see it. But did you get what I just did? Okay, some people did not get what I did. So let me do it again. So we want to see the customer with the most sales. So we drag our customer and the sales they bought. Okay, so but we are using bar charts. So now there is an issue. We are having null values. So that means there are some places that are empty. So it's affecting our visual, is affecting what we are seeing right now. So we need to take it out. So we take it out by clicking on the bar, then you right click, then you see this exclude, you exclude it. That is, you don't want to see it. So then we get to see other ones. So, so which other one should we do? Which other analysis should we do, everybody? Let me see if there was previous analysis. Okay, let's just do the normal. Let's see our sales. I want to see the total sales the company has made. is it not true? It's card. Okay. There's something wrong with these sales. Okay, because of what was excluded. So actually, it's very important the way we clean our data sets. So we cannot start going through all the columns now. So let's take that out. But it will be part of your assignments. Clean all the columns. So you get to see those information that are missing. So if I do what? If I add the back, yeah, but we don't want to add it back. We don't want to add the blank column. We don't want to, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I did not unfilter it. I still left it like that. I don't want to unfilter that. Oh, I already unfiltered it. Okay. But there's actually something wrong. We need to clean that because if we actually don't clean it up and we just do it like this, there'll be an issue whereby imagine telling your boss that you made 2 million naira sales, then you now realize that okay, there were some issues in the data sets. That should be wrong. So cleaning your data is very, very important for your analysis. Like it's an important part and it's iterative. You always go back to cleaning your data. So um let's do one more. Let's do dates. Let's check our other dates. So let's check the date. Let's analyze the date against the sales. So we can leave it as for per year. Want to see the year that they made the highest sales. That's 2019. So let's just go ahead to do our dashboard. People online, are you following? People that are having 702 as their huh? You also got 702. Is what? Sum of sales is what? Uh, So that's one thing, sales amount, right? Is because of the null values that we have. That's why I say it's very important we clean our data right. So far that issue is there, whereby the data is unclean. We'll be having conflicting figures. So as I said, cleaning our data is very, very, very important. Like so far those null are there, you will keep getting wrong figures. And as I said, it could be misleading because if you are doing something, if you are presenting and you tell your boss, you people made 7 million naira sale. Meanwhile, something is wrong with your data sets, it's not well cleaned. Maybe it was just 2 million. That could be a big issue. So it's very important that you clean your data and you go through it one by one. It's because of the scope of this class. At least everybody already knows how to clean their data sets. So you need to go through every of the column and clean it well. So that's why the sum of sales that you're getting is different from the one I'm getting. The data is always there. Data will always tell you the truth. So it is probably your analysis that is wrong. So, but which one did you say you got 702 for? Is it for the reseller ID? Reseller ID. So there's probably something that is wrong. Did you do distinct count or okay? So people online, you say you're not following the conversation. Where did you stop? Where did you stop hearing? Did you remove the minus one? You removed it. Okay. I'll come and check it later. How many did you get for your seller reseller ID? So people online might not be following our conversation. But what I'm saying is um the data actually needs to be clean. That is what is causing conflicting numbers that some people are getting 701, 700. So it's in the cleaning of the data sets. So you need to actually go through your data sets one after the other, make sure it is perfectly and well cleaned. So we'll be moving on to the building of the dashboard. So let's also still add a slicer. I can slice on. Let's do slicer for this. Okay, tomorrow, what we'll be doing is proper visualization, building the dashboard. For now, we've actually been focused on the whole analysis. As much as you know the analysis, we also need to know how to have a good visual, like a very good visual. So we'll be dwelling more on that tomorrow. So let's just build a normal dashboard. So I want to use a different background. I don't want to use white. So people online, are you seeing my screen? We want to build our dashboard now. So let's use a blue background. So I clicked blue, but it's still showing white. That's because of this transparency. It's at 100. So you need to drag it. Everybody see what I just did? Okay. So we don't want it to, you did not see what I did. Did you see? Okay, let me do it again. So we've been using white background. I said we should use a different color today. So on this place, you just come here, you select the color you want, and I pick blue. So, but it's still showing white because of this transparency. So it needs to be as transparent as possible. So this is at 100%. So you reduce it. If you take it like this, you see the whole blue. But this is too deep. So I'll just leave it somewhere around there. This is better. So people online, do you get what I just did? Okay. So we start bringing in our visuals. So just copy, paste. Copy, paste it. This one, let's do it to be top 5. So how do I say we are going to do top 5? Okay. No, not basic. Stop pen. And so let's do 5. Then we are filtering on the sales. So apply filter. Yeah. So we also bring sticks. So you can copy multiple things. So if you want to copy multiple, you know how you select multiple file on your system. Whereby you click your control, then you select, you can do the same, and you control C, bring it. So you adjust the sizes so it can take more visuals. Something about your visual, it should not be jam-packed, should should leave room for space. So usually when you're building your visual, it's more about your like artistic side. Tomorrow we'll go into this building of visual like deeply because it's a very, very important part. People online, are you following? So yeah, exporting to the new page by just Control C, Control V. That's what I was doing. Something about when you are building your visual, you actually want everything to be aligned. Want it to be aligned. So it's not disorganized. So yeah, we have space where we can put probably name of the company, the logo, and sometimes you may even want to write some insights you have. Like you may want to say, okay, you notice that this customer is this, or this company, like a text. Let me do a text box. So let's just write what we noticed. So I just writing based on what we got. So let's talk about the products. The products, maybe the best products. Mountain, 200. Okay, so um, this is if we just want to talk a little bit about what you noticed. Usually, it's not necessary because you might be presenting on a PowerPoint, but you can just state some things. It's the best performing in terms of sale. Because at the end of the day, what you want from this thing is not only to be seen the visual, it's actually the insights you can get that is going to improve the company. So nobody really cares um about your visual if you're not bringing out something tangible from it. So um so now we can see for different things. So let's check for 2017. So this is how 2017 performed, 2018. So you see the number keep changing based on how it was at those times. So 2021, there was nothing going on. So we've come to the end of our work for today. So tomorrow we'll be dwelling more on the visual so everybody can have a deeper understanding on how to make appealing visual because this is not good enough. And I actually saw your work, like everybody that did the dashboard, and you guys really tried. It's good, but more improvement is needed on it. So, um, so what I want us to do, I want us to work on a different data entirely. We've been focused on finance for too long. So on that data, on that drive, where tomorrow is the data storytelling. So it works in line with building dashboards and visualization. So the assignment for today is that that link I shared where I told everybody to download their data from, There's a new data on that drive. So the data is about cars. So I want us to work on it. So bring out analysis you can draw from it. Think of yourself as a data analyst working for Toyota. What do you think they would like to see? Analyze the data sets. I know we've been thinking like a financial analyst for these past days. Now think of yourself as a data analyst for a car company. Bring out what the insight you think they would like to see. Then do the dashboard on it. So everybody should remember to submit their assignments. Okay, let me go through how I said we are submitting our assignments. We are submitting it as a PDF. We are not submitting this file. So people that were not online when I explained how, you are submitting your PDF by coming to this file. After you saved it, you come to this file. You click export. Then you see export to PDF. You click it. Okay. You don't have the link. You can't find the data there. The Google Drive link that I shared on the WhatsApp group. So you save. So when you save your PDF, save it as your name, like your name. Then put either day one, day two, day three. So your name underscore day one, your name underscore day two, your name underscore day three. That's how you are submitting your assignment on the link that was shared. No, you're submitting all the three. Yeah, you can. No, put your surname, your name, your surname, so they don't mix it up in case somebody have a similar name. So your name, surname, underscore day one. That's how you save your PDF, then you upload it. Oh, sorry. The data set is actually on Airbnb, not Spot. So think of yourself as a data analyst for Airbnb. Airbnb is a company that deals with housing. So think of yourself as that kind of person. What insights can you give the company? So, and you share and you analyze it, build a dashboard on it. So, can somebody there on the online, can you share the link to the drive for this person that is not on the WhatsApp group? So you guys should not forget that link that I shared for practice. You guys should start practicing. It's very important. And it's yes for data sets. So if you practice, remember to post on your social media, tag DSN, can tag me, Flora Oladipo, so I can comment, tag people that you know that are in the data community that can drop insight on what you did. So we are done for today. Thank you, everybody. So you guys don't forget to actually check that data. Try and clean it one by one. Not the Airbnb, this one that we just yes. Also go through it and check. So those discrepancies that we are having can clear it up. You say you want to ask a question. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, can we give
Okay.
to those on site facilitator, Florella the people, and also those online, let's appreciate our facilitator by dropping our favorite emoji. I am sure and I've confirmed that you've had an awesome time learning from Flora, and then the assessment that has been shared, kindly do well to complete them. Don't forget that the requirement to advance to the next stage is 80% attendance and 80% assessment grade. It is very, very important. We have a lot of goodies in stock for the participants. Don't forget that a lot of people joined from the beginning, but due to their inability to meet some requirements, they were screened out. We have over 1,400 persons that applied for this, but we have a few that were selected that could get through. So kindly stick to the rules, submit the assessment, submit attendance, so that we can proceed to the next level stage of this program. So I have a few communities announcement, and that's one of it that's very important. Is this that's the inclusion that's the ladies in AI program. Okay, we are breaking gender barriers. We'll be holding yes a physical event on the 6th March 2024. Please, all our ladies are expected to join. You can see at the bottom of my slide the link to register. If you're yet to register, kindly do so with this link. And my colleague will also be dropping the link in the chat room. Okay, please, there will be need for us to take a group picture, those on site, and then we'll be engaging some of us for testimonial. Please do wait behind. And those online, you can run your testimonial and then send the videos to us so that we can compile what you have learned and everything. We may be reaching out to some of you to do that. And we'll just be checking your mail. It's possible that we send the mail to you to do that. It's very, very important. And also, you need to let the world know what you're doing. So kindly hashtag AI Everyday 2024 and also mention data science Nigeria, and then share your experience online, share your experience on LinkedIn and Twitter. And then very important, I also mentioned the facilitators. It's very, very important for you to do that. Thank you very much. You need to leave on time. Those on site, you need to leave on time because of what's it now? The Third Milan Bridge closure. Okay, so please kindly move on time so that you can get home in time. Tomorrow's class will be totally virtual. Thursday, Friday classes will be totally virtual, so it's not going to be hybrid like what we had in the last 3 days. So thank you, everyone, and do enjoy the rest of the day. Happy learning. Bye.
Nothing less, lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently.
Ladies and gentlemen, and the winner is DSN Data Science Nigeria.
So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions.
Congratulations, DSN, on winning the AI ML Excellence Awards at the AOT 5.0 Awards. We all want to say, congratulations!
For the champions, stand up. Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Here we go.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, DSN.
It's just like that.
Congratulations, DSN.
Have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Stand up for the champions. to pick myself back up. And when I pick myself back up, and when I fall down, I have to pick myself up.